Hello and welcome to VanillaTV. This is Admirable. I'm joined by Greg and comedian on the streaming duties, the ever dutiful comedian. What a great guy, eh, Greg?
Yeah, indeed. He's always here. I love him for it, you know. Stoic in his streaming capacity, as we should say.
Wow, it is good to be here, Greg, for the very beginning of the Season 13 Premiership. This is the big night. We got 2 games tonight, but we'll only be casting one of them, Greg. Tell the folks at home what it's all about.
Well, we'll be casting the opening game, of course, BFF versus Epsilon. Pretty much the biggest game of the season on the first night of the season. What a way to start, Admirable.
It's going to be good. Like, I hear these guys are pretty good, but they're no crack clan, you know what I'm saying, Greg? But maybe it'll be worth watching.
Maybe they'll get to your level eventually, hey?
Oh wow, Greg. I just played a game against BFF there, and they're looking pretty good. We got crushed. They've got a Merc as well. Zebasai is being substituted for by Punchlines. KnOxXx, a bit of French flair there, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. Zebasai actually not really available tonight. He's at a mate's house, I think, who has internet capable of playing TF2, but by the looks of it, isn't actually here to play, unfortunately. So that means that BFF will be playing with a Merc, but KnOxXx is a very, very adequate Merc, really, isn't he, Admirable?
Yeah, he's sick. Like, he's totally underrated. I'm actually planning to do an interview with him very soon for the ETF2L series, and I just was sort of checking his stats out. You know, he's actually played in the ETF2L longer than Darn by maybe 10 or 20 days, but you know, he doesn't have the same recognition, but he's like such an experienced player, and he's so influential for his team as well. Him and Tech, a great soldier combo, and he seemed to fit in well tonight. I've got no doubt that he's going to perform.
Indeed. Are you surprised that BFF didn't like wildcard this game and try and delay it because they've got a Merc playing?
Yeah, like anybody on the stream can check out a little mini write-up on VanillaTF2.org, but basically just setting the scene, and I was questioning why, because Darn is actually suffering from wisdom tooth pain. He had a tooth removed this morning, and there he is playing. Zebasai was going to be playing from a mate's house. Some sort of drama in there, Greg, because actually it was Epsilon who refused to play yesterday, which was the default date, so BFF sort of were nice and let them, but if they wanted to be professional and wanted to play by the rules, they probably should have just forced them to wildcard, Greg, you know? That's what Season 13's all about, right? Being professional, being dicks.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of your work's gone into that to make sure we're trying to get, you know, ETF2L a little bit more professional in Prem, and you know, having 2 of the games played on the Thursday in the first week is actually a surprise, really, Admirable. You've done a good job, mate.
Oh wow, I wouldn't take any credit for that, Greg. It was obviously all Camfo and EMB's work. If I say otherwise, you know, I mightn't be upgraded from a trial admin to a full one. That would be terrible.
Yeah, so I think basically for the problems that BFF have, and the fact that it's versus Epsilon, it's not worth them using their wildcard for. That's what kaidus said to me. Like, they feel that this game doesn't really affect the whole plan of ETF2L for them. Like, if this was like versus Crack Clan, which would have mean like a second, third place sort of game, that would have been what they would have wildcarded. But because they're playing Epsilon, and they just feel that this game doesn't really matter towards their playoff chances, you know, that sort of thing. It's just, you know, first two teams battling it out effectively. They don't really mind. They're just going to play it, get the game done, and not use their wild card, because obviously they have a limit of 2. Is it 2? I don't actually know. I think it's 2.
There are some other ways you can sort of work around that. If you loopholes to do with, it's also the option to extend the deadline by a week if both teams agree and the admins approve it. But I know QN and Deserter are actually doing that. They were supposed to be playing today as well. So it's, I don't know, it's maybe not the best thought out system. Just going to badmouth the admins there, Greg. But Cookie's messaging me telling me that they're pretty much ready to go, so I'm going to confirm, and I'm sure we'll be going live in 90 seconds. Let me do it.
Awesome. So should we quickly talk about the other game that's going on tonight as well? So that's with Nitros versus Chinese Mafia as well, isn't it, Admirable? So I think we've probably got a relay up, that's the word I was looking for, if you want to go and watch that game, but I don't know if there's a stream for that at all. Do you know, Admirable, have we got a second stream going for that at all?
Well, I was actually playing games there for the last hour, so I'm not entirely sure. Maybe someone on the staff channel can tell us. There was discussion of it, Greg, but possibly not. We're sort of spoiled for choice, really, like 2 great games. Obviously, this one should be of the higher standard, but the other one it's going to be really close. Like, I'd love to watch that game too. Maybe I will watch the STVs later because I'm just so keen, Greg.
Yeah, indeed, and especially when teams have to upload Source TVs now as well, I probably will be watching those Source TVs back. Brilliant addition there as well. But yeah, we will be watching BFF versus Epsilon rather than the other game, Nitros versus Chinese Mafia, which isn't actually being casted, but I think there's a relay up if you want to go and check it out. But do please stay with me and Admirable for this game if you want to, guys. We'd much rather have you here, and we'll be going live very, very shortly.
Yeah, really quick, I guess we could do a little bit of promotion here, Greg. If I can just tell you guys that you need to check out VanillaTV.org. You can find us on IRC as well, that's #VanillaTV and IRC.quicknet.org. Facebook.com/VanillaTV.org. On Twitter, we're at VanillaTV.org. On YouTube, we are youtube.com/VanillaTV.org. On the Steam community, we are steamcommunity.com/groups/VanillaTV, and on Twitch, you're already here, guys. That's twitch.tv/VanillaTV. Hit that follow button, and that will help us out ever so much as we try and just spread the gospel of TF2, Greg. You know, it's a beautiful competitive game. I love it, man.
I'm impressed by how you can remember all of that. Mirelin's actually just left the server. Typing GG and left, so might be having a little bit more delays. So should we do a little roster rundown, Admirable? Shall I take Epsilon and then you do BFF? So Epsilon's team, of course, on Demo Man is numlocked. Medic is KnOxXx, moving over from Soldier. The two soldiers, Gear and Mike, such a strong soldier combination. And then, of course, the old scout combination of Stefan and wltrs still there for Epsilon. Do you want to do BFF, Admirable?
Oh yeah, you're just holding my hand through this, Greg. I was alt-tabbed for a second there, but I'm glad you've got mine back. Yeah. Who am I doing? Epsilon?
BFF.
Yeah. On BFF, we got on the medic, Mirelin, however you want to pronounce it, Latvian superstar. He's just returned from inactivity. Used to play medic for Facker Brigade, aka Team Thermal Take. We got Darn and Captain Hacks playing soldier tonight. Darn's going to be roaming and Captain Hacks on pocket, I imagine. He's standing in for Zebasai, who is indisposed. Kaidus on Demo Man, representing England. And we got bybben and cookye on scouts. The real powerhouse of this team in my eyes, along with Kaidus, I guess. bybben, probably the all-time greatest scout in Europe, at least, maybe the world, Greg, I don't know. And cookye, he was just like the most consistent in recent times, along with Stefan.
I'm so looking forward to watching this scout battle. You know, I'd say the 4 best scouts in Europe at the moment. You know, all matching up against each other. It's going to be really, really interesting just watching those 2 shots being dished out all over the place. So, it's been a while since we've seen that sort of matchup, really, hasn't it, Admirable, with these top teams having the perfect scouts. You know, and Fuse having to play with me for such a long time. It didn't really happen, did it?
Yeah, exactly. Greg is terrible, guys. Like, if you think his commentary is bad, whoa, you should see him play TF2. He is horrible. Tell me about your team, Greg. You're playing right now with Twisted Play. Is that going to stay together? Is that going to work?
At the moment, we're just, you know, chilling out and playing whenever we're available. So, just having a bit of fun. As for staying together, I don't know where it's going to go. Deserter are at the moment looking for a scout, and they've asked me, so I need to talk to the rest of my team. But I think I'm going to stay with Twisted Play rather than go to Deserter at the moment. So this looks like it's a bit of fun. You know, obviously it's the old team, the old Twisted Play / Infused lineup that beats Mirelin's team at I-42, the old Team Thermal Take. So you know, we've got a lot of history together, so it's all good.
Yeah, guys, if you are new to TF2, Greg isn't really bad. He just won the Nations Cup with England, you know, so he must be pretty decent. Don't listen to everything I say. That's sort of the first rule you learn whenever you start playing competitive TF2. Everything that I say is wrong, Greg. Everything I say is wrong. Never push when I say push. Just don't listen to me in general. Right now, we do have 11 players on the server. We're still waiting for Mirelin to get back in the game. Is that going to be Latvian, Russian internet holding us up, or what, Greg?
I don't actually know at all. He didn't really say much in chat. He just said GG and left, so maybe his internet was messing up and he's gone to go restart everything. Actually, he's just rejoined the game, so hopefully we'll be getting this game underway. It's like pretty shortly after he gets in the game. Of course, for those of you that don't know who Mirelin is, he used to be the former Facker Brigade and Team Thermal Take medic. Absolute beast. He can rocket surf like a magician, Admirable. You know, he's the person that you like learn that sort of stuff off when you're, you know, in the lower leagues. He was the guy that you looked up to, really, wasn't he?
No, Greg, anybody can surf, but Mirelin, he can strafe like side to side like nobody else can. And just like his ability to dodge not just rockets and pipes, but also like scattergun shots. He's just legendary, man. He's just unhittable. I think I called him the healing Houdini in that article. He gets out of every situation, man. Such an escape artist. And Cookie's told me they're going live, so I guess that was about 20 seconds ago. Probably got about never do mavs on air. Guess we've got 70 seconds.
A minute after you've tried to add that.
I just spilled water on my keyboard as well. Things are going great.
And I have to apologise if I cough during this cast, guys. I'm still a little bit ill from Freshers Week, so if you do hear me start coughing, Admirable, just make sure you take over the reins so I don't burst everyone's eardrums. No
problem. I'll call a paramedic as well when I'm at it. Hopefully, we're going live soon. The first map's going to be Badlands. The second is Gollywish, because this is the week 1 maps as decided by the admins. And this is it, Greg. This is the beginning of season 13. The much hyped one, the opportunity for Europe to sort of repair their laziness and just get back in the game, get their heads in the game, get keen, get good, beat those Yanks at I-49.
Let's not forget all the money, but...
Oh yeah, we are going live here, Greg. So I say hello and welcome to VanillaTV. This is Admirable with Greg and Comedian. We are here for the ETF2L Season 13 Premier Division Week 1 fixture between Epsilon, eSports and BFF. We are going to middle right now. I see kaidus playing from the window, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. Gets a fair bit of damage out onto numlocked straight away and actually kills wltrs with a miracle pipe over the top. That's 1 scout down for Epsilon already. BFF are going to jump both soldiers straight onto the train, dealing a lot of damage. Darn gets destroyed by Stefan, but then
KnOxXx clears him up. Well. Gears separated Mirelin from the rest of his team. He gets needled down. Oh my god, sick dodging from Mirelin there. Gear made to look a little bit stupid. Chaplin actually called Gear out in his write-up on Reddit, saying that he might be the player that is underperforming recently for Epsilon. So there you go, it's showing already. Chaplin knows his stuff, I guess, Greg.
Gear had an absolutely amazing land, one of the players that really stepped it up going into I-46. So I wouldn't personally say that at all. So looking for him to step it up after dying to Mirelin in the first middle. But of course, Epsilon losing spy. Now wltrs on sniper on balcony, doesn't hit any shots. He's going to go down as well as Mike. In fact, that scout, probably Cookye, I think, runs away. And actually, wltrs is going to get back and all the way back to last. Wow, that scout with 4 shots.
Mirelin Uber's really early coming in on main here. He's going with Soldier and Demo. He was 34 HP. He just wanted to pop to make sure he did not drop. And this, oh wow, down onto the medic. Somehow KnOxXx managed to survive. A second soldier goes up and gets denied by wltrs. He is just doing great bodyguard there. He is the Kevin Costner to KnOxXx's Whitney Houston right there. That was sick, Greg.
KnOxXx played that so smartly. Obviously, the BFF Uber in there was pretty much let's get KnOxXx down and then kill everything else after that. Darn was the one leading it in, took the full Uber, and he, like, KnOxXx played it on the stairs, which meant it was so much harder for Darn to actually hit any rockets onto him, and Darn just whiffed all 3 of them into those, you know, clipping stairs ads. Of course, you've played Soldier before, and you know what I mean.
That's where I would go if I was medic. Just dance around in the stairs and just watch the stairs swallow up the rockets. Great map design from Valve. I'm sure that was their intention. But right now we see KnOxXx pushing ahead. Not for Punchline, but for BFF. He's clearing that top lobby. He's spotted that numlocked setting up a little sticky trap there on top, and he's probably called it to his team. Yes, he's actually clearing them right now. So there's Seb Barton already foiled by this crazy Frenchman who is standing in tonight for Zebasai. And now Merlin's going to Uber straight in on the top there. He's got kaidus and he's got KnOxXx in tow. kaidus putting stickies on the point. KnOxXx walks on. There's nobody there from Epsilon to block it. Great clinical push there, Greg, from BFF.
Yeah, nice awareness as well to spot no stickies on that point, and then kaidus just sticking up. He just like concentrated all of them where Epsilon were, so it was just really simple cap there from then. And now I'm watching numlocked roll out to middle of Admirable. Is he going through the window by the looks of it? I don't know. kaidus' window as well. So both demos on window just spamming some pipes at the moment, trying to deal damage to those scouts. Actually, Epsilon rolling out to Valley, going towards that shithouse area. Soldier jumping onto numlocked. Is he going to go down? No, that was Darn. Gets cleared up in the end, and it's 4v4, actually 4v2 in fact, as in come Cookye and bybben just to clear this up. And this is a mess of a middle here from Epsilon. Wow,
this
what
never
happened
happens to Epsilon. This never happens to Epsilon. They are going to be falling apart on comms, Greg. Like, what's happening? They're but pressure was pretty good. Like, they bombed 2 soldiers up onto the BFF train and Schocky came up from underneath, but they just didn't do any damage. The dodging was too good, or they just missing their shots, sucking out a bit. I know it's hard to play around those trains. Sometimes your rockets just do no damage because you hit a little bit, but a soldier jumps up behind. That's big, gets the force onto Mirelin. BFF are going to push ahead anyway. This is the right move. Push it onto that last point, using whatever they can of this uber charge. kaidus is trying to do damage onto his opposite number down in the bottom right there. Numlocked, 15 HP. Mirrelin's going to get him with the uber saw. There's a spy here for Epsilon as well, but Mirelin escapes with that uber charge, or uber saw, intact. Right now, KnOxXx is on 40%, but Mirelin does go down and gets pistoled by Schocky. Greg, getting a little bit overexcited here. Calm down, calm down.
Yeah, Captain Hacks almost managed to take down KnOxXx on that point as well. He hit 2 rockets onto him from that top right position, but then his third one he like kind of got a bit juggled and he accidentally put it into the wall instead. So unfortunately for him, couldn't take down KnOxXx, which means now Epsilon going to have a massive uber advantage after Mirelin going down. And as soon as gear spawns, they're going to look to push forward straight on towards the spire. In fact, they're already getting towards that balcony. Of course, gear going to be watching for that back cap instead. So it's going to be pretty, you know, well thought out push from Epsilon with a 50% advantage at the moment. They're wasting a lot of time. That scout, they're trying to come in and force the Uber. Takes a little bit of damage. bybben goes down. I think that was him as there. Yeah, of course, that was the scout trying to force. There's a scout on last. 2 soldiers up against him. cookye takes down gear. It's Mike versus cookye on last. Oh, Mike does take him down. Dar manages to block the point as well. Mirelin is out 85%, but not healing. Just starts healing now. And Will, yeah, there goes KnOxXx taken down. And I think BFF should be able to push us back eventually, Admirable.
Look at the health of BFF though. kaidus super weak, so is Darn. Only bybben and Mirelin in the black here in terms of their health balance. And Mike takes down Darn there. He was just stranded in no man's land. They do have that uber charge though, but they're pushing with 3 players here against that spawn wave of Epsilon. This is dangerous. If they commit to this, they are probably going to fail. There's a sniper here for wltrs as well. So, oh, there we go. Headshot, baby.
And indeed, that headshot on its own is going to stop BFF from capping this spire. There goes cookye down. No more buffs to BFF as well, don't forget. So we're going to see some soldiers coming out. And in comes kaidus to bomb lobby, takes down numlocked. Now he's going for KnOxXx, takes him down as well. And he took down Mike. Big play from kaidus in that he playing around that chash position. And eventually Schocky comes in and clears him up. And now we're going to see Epsilon still probably hold on to this spire. bybben goes onto it now, hits a nice meat shot. Does take down gear. Oh, and Schocky as well. bybben destroy those 2 players on spire, Admirable.
Sick play from bybben there. Like you say, it looked like Epsilon were going to hold on to it, even though kaidus had made those huge plays. It didn't look like it was going to be converted into a cap, but they did get it in the end. Big plays from bybben, aka Bjorn, who this team is in fact named after. If you want to hear that full story, you can check out the interview between myself and Darn on ETF2L.org. Check that out, guys. Not right now though, because you've got to stay with us here live on VanillaTV for this week 1 fixture of the ETF2L Season 13 Premiership between BFF and Epsilon eSports. Right now, BFF are in the driving seat, ready to push through, but they recognise there's stickies on top there, Greg.
And there's a soldier behind them of gear as well, but actually Ubering going through top left, straight through those stickies. Gear eventually gets taken down. That's 1 player down for Epsilon now, and they're trying to stack that point, maybe force the debt. They do trade players. How is this going to go down, Admirable? There's not really much going
inside the tube as well, Greg. He's just up top spamming stickies down, but nobody's there to take advantage of it, and now the Uber's been forced off. kaidus is in a definite pick here. Surely he must go down. He does go down, but now he's being swarmed by the scouts. He did a great job at staying alive there for so long, but gear and wltrs are going to try and hold this, and it looks like he might. Another spawn comes in as well. This is just heartbreaking to watch, Greg.
Yeah, to be honest, that whole fight was turned around by KnOxXx hitting 3 uber saws on the scouts, putting them so low, so they're all 1 rockets like health. So brilliant spawn wave and play from KnOxXx there, and of course we're going to see BFF try and hold on to that spire. I think they are going to be able to hold on to it. Epsilon looking to try and get a little bit further forward, maybe trying to make a play for it, but it's doubtful now with 6 players up. They'd probably just hold forward here, Admirable.
Yeah, Greg, I think just a little aside here, I'm pretty sure we're #1 on Twitch TV right now, thanks to the hard work of our TF2 fanboy Twitch TV's John. Also, comedians asking if people can tweet about this, you know. We are at VanillaTV.org. He's requesting that you use the hashtag of ETV there and just spread the word of TF2. Let people know that this is happening right now. This is basically the game that more than likely will be the grand final in less than 3 months' time. You know, this is going to be the top 2 teams right here, and we're getting to see it right now in the first game of the season. This is just incredible. It's going to be really interesting to follow it throughout the season and see how they develop. And the Ubers are popped here. on the stone bridge, and players are going behind for Epsilon, trying to start that back cap on the Spire, but BFF want to keep the momentum and push ahead. They pick the demo man, but there's such a very fine line here. The scout blocks the point. Yes, they do get the cap. That is great play from Schocky. Unbelievable, totally denying that last cap. Wow, Greg, wow.
That seemed really, really confusing. Epsilon's Uber didn't really go as planned, and then it felt like BFF might be able to cap it. Just Stefan stepping up, and there's still frags going down around choke point. Of course, just bybben left alive, so Epsilon trying to push straight out to middle after this. bybben does take down wltrs. bybben having an amazing game so far. Eventually goes down to Mike, and BFF might try and contest this 4 versus 3 at the moment. KnOxXx just about getting to mid, so they should start getting some buffs on those players. And a soldier jumps out for numlocked. Medic's there as well to heal him up now. That means Darn's going to go down. Pretty poor timing from Darn there, unfortunately for him. And wow, KnOxXx goes down as well in exchange for Mike. The spawn waves, will they be there in time of Admirable? I don't think so.
They just didn't make it. Or actually, kaidus did spawn there. That's going to help them a lot in defending this Spire. And I was checking for a sniper there, but there aren't going to be any pick classes in play. The Ubers are pretty much equal, although no soldier to build for Mirelin means he's going to fall behind slightly. And already Epsilon are getting good position, but there's a back cap on. This is what it's all about. 2 scouts sent on the flanks through to middle to cap that point. And now Epsilon are faced with a tough decision. They decide to go back, and I think that's the right one. They're going to try and deal with these scouts, but kaidus is peeking in from choke, trying to just do some random damage there onto KnOxXx, but he dodges those pipes like a pro, and now they have the picks. 5 apiece here. wltrs down for Epsilon, bybben for BFF. The Ubers are popped off on choke. Neither team able to do damage right now as both medics are keeping their players invulnerable, but now this is where the magic happens. This is where the damage will be done as the Ubers fade. People are looking for that call to push in, but numlocked is single-handedly holding back that BFF aggression, and a big bomb in from Mike. He helps. They get Mirelin, kaidus and Darn in the blink of an eye, Greg. Unbelievable aggression there from Epsilon off the back of that Uber.
That was some excellent teamwork from numlocked and Mike. Of course, these scouts coming in, trying to get the medic down. Full wipe from BFF. I think it's the first wipe Epsilon has actually managed to come up with. Maybe they managed to do one at last as well in defending, but that teamwork from Mike and numlocked. So, like, I was watching that from kaidus' point of view. As soon as the Uber ran, well, they had like 3 seconds left of the Uber in advantage. kaidus then went forward, trying to take down numlocked. numlocked just held his ground on that choke point and just waited for Mike to jump in. He did put a sticky onto KnOxXx, called it for Mike. Mike jumped in, 1 shot onto KnOxXx, and that's the medic down. And then kaidus is well out of position alone. And here come Epsilon Admirable.
And a heavy here from cookye off-classing to try and soak up that damage. He's getting focused down though, and that is 3 picks instantly on that push from Epsilon. Great entry frags right there. Now they just need to clean up and make sure they get that point capped, and that's it. Job done. Mike and Schocky with the cap. That's going to be 1-1, Greg, and there is 18 minutes 40 left on the clock.
Yeah, and Epsilon's showing BFF how to push in with that Uber advantage, straight in through main, focusing down the right class. There's so much damage from Mike and numlocked as they walked in there. It was absolutely ridiculous, and that was just, you know, a really, really clean last push. And we're going back to middle here as the demos and scouts are exchanging some shots. cookye's managed to get in on the enemy shithouse, but wltrs 2 shots him. See you, cookye. And now in comes jumping soldier does go down, I think, as well. Gear's pretty aggressive.
Darn behind on the medic. Darn onto KnOxXx right now. He knocks him under the bridge, finishes him off with his last rocket, switches to the shotgun, but it's too late. The damage is already done. Mirelin manages to survive, so Epsilon get the middle point at the exchange of an Uber advantage. Nice play from Mirelin to survive there, but again, a pretty dominant middle from Epsilon, apart from losing their medic there, Greg.
Yeah, indeed. Was that the first middle they've won? I'm pretty sure it was. So maybe Epsilon getting a little bit more into this game now after they managed to push back from their last and take a round, take a middle as well. Of course, Mirelin did survive and KnOxXx going down, so it's going to be a full Uber advantage here when Mirelin eventually builds it. Well, we're saying full. It's going to be about 75% advantage, and they're in trash trying to push towards that choke. And actually, Epsilon are holding pretty far forward at the moment.
If they push right now, if they just keep going, they could get KnOxXx, but they're just going to hesitate for half a second. These guys really need ESP or wall hacks, man. They'd be much better. But they're going to push. Anyway, they haven't even Ubered. Very ballsy play from Mirelin. They're going to get those easy frags in the house and help their flanks. Now push forward and pop off that Uber to try and get a couple more frags. But the Epsilon players are wise to the game. Schocky does go down, but that soldier on the flank, that's Mike, manages to survive. Oh wow! Big bomb in from Darn, hits a sweet rocket onto KnOxXx. 1 more, he whiffs it! Oh my god! That was a gift there. Darn misses his last rocket and doesn't get that medic pick. That's very telling there, Greg.
Yeah, also a bit of a hero play from numlocked. He like kind of jumped into Dan to force Dan to shoot a rocket on numlocked instead. So kind of really nice play to save his medic. Of course, Dan still whiffed one, so medic should have gone down, and we're going to have an uber advantage for Epsilon pushing in here. Dan's still down. Sticky's dead on numlocked. Oh, he should have died to them. And he's going to get in straight away, kill Mirelin. That's so unlucky from kaidus. 5 stickies above numlocked's head, and somehow he survives. And in comes kaidus. They're trying to deal as much damage, maybe pick the medic. Obviously, Mirelin's gone down, so they're trying to reset the Ubers. But they're losing so many players right now. I think they're going to give up Spire straight away, and it's going to give Epsilon a free push into last as well. And there's the wipe. Mirelin just about spawning him forward. But wow, Admirable, really nice play from Epsilon so far.
Yeah, I know it was a bit lucky, but you really have to respect the power of Mike and numlocked. Like, these guys, if they're going to do an uber push, their jumps are rarely failed. They're going to be hitting that long distance every time, and the position of BFF was just a couple of feet off. Really, they needed to be like either in the house or farther back on choke. Mirelin in particular was more forward than the rest of his team, and they got punished. So sure, they got lucky with the sticky trap, but they deserved to lose that. They were just poorly positioned. That's what it's all about in the Premiership, man. Positioning and staying alive. There's a pyro here up top though, Greg. This is a classic Greg Bushel move. He doesn't even deny the medic, he just drops down to stay alive, and this will be interesting to see how it works out. Oh, he stands on top of Sticky, so Cookye is down, and wow, Epsilon with another frag onto bybben. They get KnOxXx as well. Oh, that's kaidus onto KnOxXx. 5 players remain up for Epsilon, but only 2 for BFF, and that's going to be 2-1 right there. Ooh.
Yeah, indeed. I don't know what the pyro of Cookye was doing there. He kind of saw them come in top right, and the moment numlocked ran in, he fell down instead of going towards the medic. Bit of a strange decision. Maybe he assumed the scout was going to come in as well. But anyway, we're back onto middle, 2-1 to Epsilon. Watching kaidus going out, rolling out normally this time. numlocked going balcony. Soldier in valley. Probably, in fact, the whole of Epsilon rolling out valley. They've done this before and messed it up once. The soldier jumps onto kaidus. kaidus goes straight down. Really nice play. And in comes Gear as well, doing quite a lot of damage with that combo on that ramp. And wow, Epsilon getting loads of frags. It's now 4v3 in Epsilon's favour. In comes Gear above them, possibly. He's going to try and chase down Mirelin. Gear versus Mirelin. Can Mirelin get him a second time? Gear pulls it back.
I was sort of interested, and maybe not the best person to commentate on the Demo Man metagame on middle, but the fact that kaidus decided to go house against numlocked, who's always going balcony, like, the only way that really works is if he is super fast, like, and he hits such a fast rollout there. He was actually able to get a sticky on to numlocked, who then looked like it was going to be bad for him, but kaidus sort of went a little bit too far forward, and those players coming from the valley just screwed him over. And KnOxXx was there to heal numlocked. He just dropped down from the balcony, so it was a really well thought out strategy from Epsilon, I think is what I'm going to say, Greg. Is that the point I'm making? I don't even know. But there's a player behind here. Look at numlocked. He's in that blue house. He jumps out, actually. He could have got the force off there, but he opts to jump out as BFF muscle their way onto the point. They didn't use that Uber, but KnOxXx is on 50% here, so I reckon he feels that they can probably hold Spire if they just buy enough time using their Demo Man. He's putting in damage ready with those stickies, but right now he's separated. numlocked is 40 HP here. The Uber's been popped off for BFF. They're chasing him with shotguns. KnOxXx tags him with one more buckshot, and numlocked is out of the picture. That means BFF will surely take this point with no one to spam stickies up there. And it looks like Mike go down, but wow, KnOxXx gets that Uber, and they have an opportunity to clean up here, but the back cap is a real possibility right now. BFF are getting scouts onto last. There's 2 of them, Greg. That's another cap. It's going to be 2-2.
Yeah, that was really like smart play from Epsilon, getting numlocked out. You know, when he said he could have forced, that was like kind of KnOxXx trying to discipline him. But numlocked still got caught out on stone, and literally that one frag kind of was the whole difference in whether they held on to Spire there with that extra Uber, or whether they, like, you know, lost last with that back cap. And as such, we're back onto middle. Mirelin rolling out Valley this time. Scout trying to go aggressive to kaidus. He's got 3 players going on to aggressive onto him. They're trying to focus kaidus pretty hard on this middle, and they do eventually take him down, exchanging players left and right. It's now 4v3 Epsilon's favour. Mirelin's staying in this time. He's not going to fall out and get his Uber.
Here comes from behind. Oh wow, BFF are all down in the valley, Greg. This is really dangerous for them. Mirelin has picked up a scout here, but he is on 42 HP right now. They need to regain some position. KnOxXx with the Uber, so he's going to clutch it, gets the Uber off, and Mirelin is going to be chased out. Oh, numlocked steals that frag from the jumping soldier. That's greedy play there. Gear needs those points, man.
Yeah, that was really nice play from KnOxXx. Without them getting that, I feel that the 2 scouts and Mirelin, you know, from BFF would have actually pulled out in that round. KnOxXx was on 30 HP, I think, when he got that Ubersaur and managed to swap. So, you know, one more shot from those scouts and he was dead. So, really clever play from KnOxXx, and really unfortunate for BFF, really, because considering they were 4v3, they did manage to try and turn that around there with not Mirelin staying in. But of course, they did manage to pop the Epsilon Uber. They're going to have a slight advantage pushing in. Actually, so many players trying to suicide in. What's this play, Admirable? Do you agree with it?
Not really. I wonder if it was just miscommunication, or who are they actually trying to kill there? I don't know, but they've just lost 4. They're going to give up the Spire, and they might even give up last. kaidus is doing his best to buy time here. He wants to slow down the Epsilon push here as long as he can. He's actually going to try and block the cap as the rest of the Epsilon combo push behind, but they've been called, and now kaidus is going to die. He didn't block the point, and he's dead. That is a double fail. Right now it's just cookye's pyro, darn sniper, and Mirelin's medic up to hold off this massive 100% Uber advantage, Greg. How are they going to do it?
Well, it starts with cookye doing a good job, but he is so far. Mirelin goes down, though. He can't hold off 6 players, and there we go, 3-2 to Epsilon. Is that the first time they've had the lead in this game, Admirable?
I don't think so. No, they were 2-1 up as well, man. So they're just sort of back in the lead. It seems to be, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back for them. And right now we're going to see kaidus roll out through the house again. He obviously felt it was a good decision last time. Numlocked on the balcony again, but kaidus doesn't pre-fire the balcony, and he is taking a little bit of damage. He's going to have to back off to the house, and that's going to be difficult for his team right now, with Numlocked basically getting free reign. But bybben just storms over straight onto that balcony, takes Numlocked out, and now BFF have an opportunity to re-push. Yes, 4 against 2 right now. BFF fall back for just a second to heal up their demo man, and then re-push as soon as he's taken Numlocked out of the equation. Great play from bybben there, great play.
Yeah, I honestly, I was watching Numlocked, and the way bybben got behind him, he went through house. He must have got a free reign through shit house, and then push into house and come behind Numlocked. He grabs 2 frags just because of it, so a really, really nice play from him. And now we see BFF already on that balcony and on Spire, trying to get some time on it. Scout coming in, Darn's got no ammo to kill the Scout. He does eventually manage to take him down, and I think they're trying to get the force out here. Yeah, they do get the force from balcony. Darn obviously having to fall down to try and save his medic from the first Scout. And they've not even managed to cap this yet. I don't know what BFF are doing at the moment. And actually Mike picks up Mirelin. Wow, Epsilon are just going full force onto this Spire. And just because there's nobody capping, they might be able to hold on to it. 3 versus 3 at the moment. KnOxXx still alive, he can give his players buffs. Mike can't actually jump, he's on 59 HP, he's just going to spam, and they do manage to cap that Admirable. Wow, a bit of a lucky play from BFF in my opinion.
Yeah, it looked like Epsilon were going to hold that well. Like, they sort of... There's a bit of a change in the meta game going on here. I think they might get a cap here. Maybe I'll have a quick second talk about this, but there is around. But like, the gospel according to Byte has been that you should push the right side of Spire, you know, and teams have faced this for a couple of seasons now, and they're slowly adjusting to it. And right now, or right there, we saw Epsilon just ignore the players that were pushing up to trash and kill the people on the Spire and on the stone bridge, and that meant that BFF were players down and stuck behind the Spire, basically in no man's land, no escape there. I think they were lucky to get out of that and make that cap happen, but we are on to another middle anyway, Greg. And it's going to be 3-3 here with 8 minutes left on the clock, and BFF with a big positional advantage, but Numlocked Stickies pick up Captain Hacks, and there is a Scout underneath right now. Roller's coming up behind. He's going to one-shot, two-shot that medic. Big plays from Robin, the man from Sweden.
Yeah, indeed. And would you reckon though? No, in fact, they do lose their 3rd player. So I was going to say, actually, incoming cookye. cookye trying to take down that medic. There's the pistol frag onto KnOxXx as well. The Scout's going really big on this middle, taking down those medics when they need to. And actually, I think BFF can take a free Spire here as well. Their spawners are slightly too late to do anything on it. And with ×5 there, Admirable, even though wltrs manages to take down Mirelin, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it's going to be equal Ubers at least. BFF won't have an opportunity to push last right now because of those spawns coming in, but they will be very happy with the fact that they have capped middle and Spire so quickly, and now they basically have Epsilon at their mercy. We do see wltrs rocking that Spy though, Greg, and going to try and find his POV.
There's a crit screek from KnOxXx as well, so they are slightly behind. I think they're going to get it like 5% ahead. So maybe wltrs would be the distraction. Actually, they do take down cookye as well.
Crit screek from Mirelin as well, double crits!
No, oh, there is double crits. Wow, I didn't know Mirelin had one as well, but incoming wltrs behind him! Oh my god, they do take him down eventually, so it's double crits. Mirelin obviously going to get it 10% ahead, but they're not close enough to use it. It's going to be whoever hits their button first. Let's see what happens. It's going to be mental. Here comes the soldier on top right balcony. They do pop it. KnOxXx doesn't quite have his yet. And Numlocked takes down Captain Hacks. That crits has only killed Numlocked now. So let's see what Mike can do with this crit screen. In fact, it's gear. Sorry, I take that back.
They're coming up on that left side, and wow! Oh, look at the stickies from kaidus. He's just got Nox pinned onto the point there, the crits is popped off, but he can't save himself. It's not Ubercharge. So unfortunate there from Epsilon. Just took their eye off the ball, allowed BFF to come in from that lower left-hand side on the defender's perspective, and right now it's Mirelin and a scout bybben against the demo man stylings of numlocked, and he just can't do it. He managed to get Mirelin but not bybben. That's going to be 4-3. Wow, what a crazy passage of play there, Greg.
Yeah, indeed, and actually Epsilon staying on crit streak. This is something I've seen them do a little bit in some of their PCWs. They do like to play that crit streak, and do you reckon BFF are going to be ready for it, Admirable?
Yeah, well, usually the middles are over before the charge comes into play, but it means that if Epsilon lose a player early, they can always back out to choke and then come in again, but they're actually open to roll out from Valley, so this might work if they can slow it down long enough to get that crits up, but really, oh, they're actually open to jump from Valley to their own tree, and wow, Mirelin goes down as well. wltrs from behind or underneath there, and the crits didn't even matter. That's going to be 6 men down in exchange for 1, Greg. Pretty good. What exactly was the key to their success on that middle?
They just played really defensively in their own valley, and instead of letting any of those bombing soldiers get maximum damage, you know, the splash damage you can deal from above, they just pretty much took them down with relative ease and stopped any from peeking them. It was kind of really good teamwork around there, and now we're going to see BFF trying to set up on last. Do they know about this crit streak? Now that's something that we're going to have to wait and see. I'm going to watch numlocked, of course. He's going to be one that's going to be leading with his crit streak. They'll probably bomb a soldier in from main to force the distraction, or a soldier top left. In fact, they're going main with the crits. They missed them. They do say Mirelin with the first crit sticky. That's brilliant play from numlocked. They took 2 more frags, and this should easily be their point now here at Admirable. Just the demo of kaidus left alive. He gets 1 kill and then goes down. 4-all. 5 minutes left.
Yeah, really well worked push there. They must have known that Pyro was up there, or at least they used the distraction. Like you say, that's really how you got to operate with the crits, you know, put on a little bit of distractions, because if they know where you're coming from with that crits, it's very easy to deny, as we saw numlocked doing previously when he denied the BFF crits. And kaidus opts to come out from house this time, numlocked as well, but he's like at least a second slower. kaidus is straight across the point. He's actually on to the Epsilon shithouse right now. He's coming up there. He's got Darn and Cookye dominating the Epsilon side of the train, numlocked denying them on the choke as well. And Epsilon have come up through their shouts. What's happening, Greg?
Mike just picks up 2 frags, wltrs grabs 2 frags, and it's pretty much just turning this around. In fact, whereas Nox has just run away the moment all those players died, and BFF do manage to cap it out, even though Nox and Mike went, Mike and wltrs went pretty big. Oh,
crits creek from Mirelin here. And this means that basically what BFF are going to try and do is just hold middle and allow Epsilon to push, but they want to make sure that they uber so that they can repush with the crits Krieg against the team without Ubercharge, because obviously Uber is that hard counter to crits, Greg. You can make yourself invulnerable. It doesn't matter how much damage you're doing if you just can't take damage at all.
Yeah, kaidus' stickies are under the point, by the way. I just want to point that out before the Uber comes in. They Uber now. So after this Uber comes in, they're going to have a crit Krieg advantage and stickies under the point if Epsilon don't see them. They lose cookye. bybben might go down as well. He does manage to just about escape 21 HP, and actually Captain Hacks goes down in house.
He doesn't have the pretty stuck out as well. kaidus is almost stranded there. He does manage to get out, but their opportunity to re-crits here has now become a real gamble. Without those supporting players, it's going to be 3 against 5. He drops bybben, and it's just kaidus and Mirelin here. They're going to have to do some heroic play. He fires off 2 crits, gets Mike, but the scouts are all over him. He needs to start picking up some big pouts. Wow, flashes cookye. Sick crit meat shot there on the schocky, and somehow it looks like BFF might manage to survive. They might even block the Spire, Greg.
Wow, that was some really weird passages of play from the whole of the BFF team. Maybe they didn't know they had that crit streak, because a lot of them ended up just kind of suiciding for no reason. If they'd had all 6 players up there, they probably would have managed to push out. cookye trying to come in, gets destroyed on choke by Gear and numlocked. That soldier in house, I think it's Darn. No, does almost go down. Actually, Mirelin goes down to numlocked. Sticky's around the corner. Uber does get triggered and he takes down Darn with a nice force, but that's kind of a free Uber there from Epsilon, and kaidus is trying to do his best from balcony, trying to block Spire, but not really much they can do. Epsilon are going to pick up another Spire here at Admirable and try and push forward straight to last with this Uber advantage.
Yeah, they're just giving away players here. They're making donations to the Epsilon season campaign here, giving away free picks like that. Darn got the force off, but Captain Hacks didn't need to die. cookye just runs in him. Meat shots Mike there, manages to get the pick, and now bybben is causing a bit of trouble here for Epsilon. He manages to dance away. kaidus streams ahead. cookye drops down. Oh wow, this is just crazy, Greg. What's going on? How are they doing this?
That was some really smart play that I was not expecting from BFF whatsoever. I don't think Epsilon expected it either, as those two scouts kind of streamed forward in main, distracted everybody, and then kaidus just dropped down behind and put so much damage output down that main corridor. Obviously I knew Epsilon didn't have Uber and they were just stuck there. Really clever play, and they're going to cap Spire for free due to that, and they're going to have an Uber here from Epsilon trying to push forward. They take down kaidus before it. They haven't even popped yet here at Admirable. Wow.
Scout forces it though, cookye in from behind, comes up from underneath that stone ranger behind Spire, and kaidus is dangerously positioned. He's actually going to... I think they're going to try and block the Spire as the combo pushes ahead. There is a scout here, wow, huge play from bybben. Just denies Schocky and now manages to revive. Picks up 3! Wow, Bjorn from Finland, BFF.
What? He's already got 4! Jesus Christ, he's going to block this Spire as well, can he? The cap managed to cap it, and then KnOxXx comes in. bybben! Jesus, man. That was huge.
You've just tuned into a live frag movie from bybben here. This isn't even VanillaTV anymore. This isn't the ETF2L. This is just the bybben show. Oh my god, Greg, what the hell?
I was going to compliment numlocked and like Mirelin, like numlocked hits a brilliant air pipe onto Mirelin to take him down like during all that Uber, but that was just the bybben show. In fact, here comes Epsilon. They're a little bit mad after bybben went that big there, I think, and they're just going to push forward. They take down 2 players. That's Darling,
50 seconds left, Greg. 50 seconds left. It's 4-4 here.
They're going to just push straight into main. They're going to try and bomb the point, but that pile of big plays from Schocky. Trading players.
Sky on the point, Sky on the point! Merlin's there to deny, but he needs help right now. He gets the Emerson, but no, Epsilon are going to get it, Greg. 5-4, it's game over. The GGs are being called. Wow, what a first map.
That was so insane, Admirable. Some absolutely brilliant individual play from pretty much every player in the game. And I didn't get a chance to take a look at the frags before we changed the map, but I'm pretty sure bybben was like near the top along with Mike. I think those two pretty much trashed it from what I saw.
Wow, that was sick right there. Mike calling a Greg. I think that was the scout coming in from bottom right. You know, that's the classic Greg maneuver, straight onto the point and distracting everybody from BFF. It looks like they were going to hold for a second, but just managed to muscle their way in there. No golden cap denied. So Greg, I'll ask you who your man of the map was before we do a little outro for the VODs.
I can't be anybody other than Mike. Someone's just told me what his frags were compared to the second player, and he was 14 frags ahead of the next player, apparently, so pretty insane.
Yeah, like Mike and numlocked just consistently doing massive damage together. Like, I know they played before, but it seems to really working well for them. I'm going to give it to bybben just because he had some real clutch plays there, just to be different from you, Greg, you know, give the fans some option who you want to worship. But let's wrap it up. Anyway, for this first map, stay tuned for the second map, because this has been VanillaTV with the ETF2L Season 13 Premier Division Week 1 game between Epsilon, eSports and BFF. I've been Admirable, and with me has been Greg and Comedian on the camera. Stay tuned for part 2. It's going to be Golly Wash.